How we doing, everyone? Sam here, United People's TV. A comment caught me off guard there from someone called Jake saying, Sam, you need to apologize. You're late. You must be new in town, Jake. Good morning to everyone. It's Friday. It's not feeling particularly vibey today. I tell you what, it's been, I don't know how to describe the week. But there's been like a sense of frustration, I think, among United fans with the delays around transfers. I think the signings that we've made have been fantastic, but we know more is needed. And we know that a lot of exits are needed. The Maguire situation, the fallout to the Wolves game, and then the continuation of this Mason Greenwood investigation. It's been it's been a strange week for United fans. We've got Spurs tomorrow. We're going to speak about it and preview it a little bit later in the show. Speak about maybe starting 11. We'll speak about Tony Martial. We'll speak about all of that. The main focus for today's transfer story is going to be Ryan Gravenberch, a player who I would love Manchester United sign, who I've always felt would be a good sign of Manchester United. And I'm kind of surprised why those stories didn't come out earlier. Anyway, I'll run through all of that. We'll speak about McTominay. We'll speak about Van der Beek. We'll speak about lots of things. All right. So make sure you drop a like on the video. Let's see who's down here from the member gang. We've got James. Good morning to you. Chris Saeed, Ismaila, Al Mac, Chris Dyte. How you doing, buddy? Anthony Osborne, Ines Fushi. How you doing? Gary Kyle, Andy Vickers, Keith Thomas. We've got Giles. We've got Paula. Good morning to you. And I'm sure you're there. T, you're there as always. And Josh, no doubt you'll be there as well. And I know it's terrible. You may as well just tune off. This intro is boring. Wendy, I can see you there too. Who's from Facebook? Let's have a quick look. Kevin O'Hagan, how you doing, buddy? Danny Quavo. That sounds like a gangster's name. That is a wicked name. I'm not messing with Danny Quavo. I don't mean that in a bad way, by the way. Carl Perkins, good morning to you. Well, good morning, everybody. What's everyone's plans this weekend, right? It's Friday. What I would say, quickly to start the show, is apologies because I might not be able to do a match reaction tomorrow. I know. It's disgusting. It's despicable behavior. I'm going to a wedding, my best mate's wedding. And I've got no idea whether there's going to be signal there. If there's signal, I might be able to get a match reaction out. But if not, the match reaction is going to have to wait until Sunday. And tomorrow's a big game. Right, before we go and we start talking about Ryan Gravenberch, there's something I want to say. It's not really an announcement. It's just I want to start the show with this. You know full well what the what the most significant thing to happen this way. Well, it's one of the most significant and most important things that the club has to get right is with the Mason Greenwood situation. I don't want to give my opinion on it anymore. But this, yesterday, me, Alex, and Bao, we recorded a special episode on the Mason Greenwood investigation because I wanted to get their points of view. We spoke about it from pretty much every angle. You know, what happens next if he does come back into the team? What are the wider implications of that? It's, in my opinion, it's a very good podcast. All right. It's a very good podcast because it's a very difficult thing to talk about, but it's just three United lads, 3 season ticket holders, 3 United fans just talking about this situation. So I think you might enjoy it. And if you do, well, enjoy it. But yeah, that's the latest podcast episode to go out. We brush on the Wolves game, little 5-minute sort of summary of the Wolves game and a little 5-minute preview of the Spurs game too. But the majority of that conversation is around that. And that's all we need to speak about on the Mason Greenwood situation this morning. And then we can move on to speak about this man here. Frank Cafree for you saying, Sam, we're your best friends as well. We demand that you come here and give us a match reaction. That's actually quite a funny comment. I enjoyed that one. We'll speak about Ryan Gravenberch in a bit because I tell you what, who's calling me now? Emailing me at 11:26. Are you allowed to sing Kenya anymore? I don't know. Probably not. Damon, Kez, and Johan. Man, that's a wicked. What's the name for that boy band? Damon, Kez, and Johan. Sounds like Scandinavian Boyzone. Sorry, dudes. One for you. Triple gong. Triple threat match. I'm feeling in a weird mood this morning. I've no idea why. Jitsu coming in strong and asking for another Greenwood poll. No. How about that? Gravenberch. I don't know who I would prefer. Like if you had a gun to my head and you said I had to choose between Amrabat and I had to choose between Gravenberch, I'll tell you what, like, let me pull this up quickly. After doing all the research, big up to Steve for helping with that, Amrabat would be an absolutely superb signing. I really didn't realize how all-rounded his game was. And I also didn't realize the apathy that there would be. I thought that everybody would love to watch that video yesterday, but you didn't. And I'm going to presume that's because this week the Liverpool links with Amrabat started. My word, this guy would be good. And I think that's where the overall frustration has been. Jonathan, you're down there talking about Ibrahim Sangaré is better than Amrabat. Sangaré is from a ball progression, from a ball carrying and dribbling perspective. They are very, very different players, dude. They are different players. But Ibrahim would bring a massive physical presence. Absolutely. But go and watch that video if you haven't already, because that is some serious Amrabat propaganda. And maybe we're going to have to do some serious Gravenberch propaganda. We've got Fabrizio Romano here confirming yesterday that Manchester United and Liverpool both got in contact with Bayern Munich this week. Again, not for the first time, over Ryan Gravenberch. Now, Bayern Munich have no intention to sell, and that doesn't really matter because when it comes to Gravenberch, you're probably more likely to be looking at a season-long loan with an option to buy. It's how some transfers go down. I spoke about it yesterday. Gonzalo Ramos to PSG. Huge signing. He's gone on loan for a season first because it therefore make football, modern day football, and the necessity for creative accounting is the reason why loans now exist far more than they would have previously. But Liverpool have just got, was it Endo? Don't know what his name is. I think it's Endo from Stuttgart. They've got a defensive midfield reinforcement, but of course, they probably still need more. And we need more. I think there genuinely could be space for Gravenberch and Amrabat inside our squad next season. That's the necessity, I think, that we have for midfield signings. Oh, man, look at that. We don't... If only our member gang could go out there and do something, because we've got another 5 in there from Jay. Now, something I want to quickly say here about the memberships is this, right? I've been so busy doing so many things that sometimes I take my eye off other things. And I was looking at the Telegram community, and despite all the, I mean, to join the community, the United People's TV community, which I'll leave a link down, I'll leave a link here. It's completely free. You don't have to be anything really. You don't have to be a subscriber. You can just join. But we've only had 600 people sign up in the last 6 months, which is telling me that I'm doing something wrong, which is telling me that community, it's not easy enough for people to come over from here and join that community. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing quite a lot of work in the background to take that community up another level. All right. I don't think we'll be staying on Telegram forever because Telegram is really quite limited in what you can do there. So I'm going to be exploring new options as to, okay, Telegram, if that's going to be the entry level, how can we make it bigger and even better for you? Just like I've just relaunched the membership levels, completely the same price, but with extra stuff in there. What can I do next? Now, Jack, you've left a comment down here, and I will say this. Discord is what I tried first. I've already got a Discord channel, and there's nearly 5,000 people on there. But because so many people really didn't know how to use Discord, kind of didn't understand it, we went towards Telegram. But I'm telling you now, I'm fully planning on moving back to Discord. All right. And it's not going to be something that happens overnight. But my plan is to get our Telegram community over to Discord. And you can go down here, Edgewood. I know that on the surface, Discord can look like that, but trust me when I say it's not. Trust me when I say that Discord will add so much more to what our community is. We can do live call-ins inside Discord. There are a million things, a million engaging things that we can do in Discord that we can't do with Telegram. And that's what I want to do. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. It's just something I'm planning this season. But I'd like all of your input and help, all the mods. You can tell me what's right, what's wrong. Let's make this community the best place in the world. And I would really love some of your help in making that happen. But I'm just telling you that I'm doing that in the background. All right. But Gravenberch, right? Gravenberch. I think he'd be a super signing, man. He'd be a super signing. He's hardly had a sniff at Bayern Munich since he joined from Ajax. You know full well. And there's probably going to be people in the comments. You can let me know if you're one of them. Are you worried about, oh, look, I was going after Ajax players again? I'm not. And I think people get kind of hung up on that a bit too much. Like, Gravenberch is a very good player. It does not matter. It does not matter the fact that he played for Ajax before. And if anything, it makes him an even better concept of a signing because he knows Ten Hag's football inside out. Gravenberch was the player who came through Ajax's academy at the right time so that when De Jong left and joined Barcelona, there was an opportunity for him to step into that role. And it was Alvarez and it was Gravenberch in that second reiteration of Ten Hag's two best teams that he made at Ajax. Now, Tuchel has been speaking about Gravenberch and he said this. He said, look, I actually see him in an attacking position. When he was subbed on in preseason games, he was very good, always had an influence. There's a lot of competition here. I see his strengths under pressure from opponents. And in dribbling, I'm very happy with the way he's training. If he's patient, he'll get his chance. But United have been in contact on more than one occasion, right? And Gravenberch, no doubt, would love to join United. It's not even a question. If he's sitting there with two similar offers from Liverpool and Manchester United, it doesn't matter. And the exact same thing as Amrabat. It doesn't matter. In the exact same thing as Martinez. It doesn't matter. And you know, the common denominator of all three of those is Erik ten Hag. That's why it doesn't matter. Amrabat would join us in an instant. So would Gravenberch compared to Liverpool. And so did Martinez. But as you're saying down there in the comments, you can see by this, Man United have been stuck. And this is, in my opinion, this is the core of the frustration. Because it's kind of my job to be able to gauge the feeling of United fans on a day-to-day and a week-to-week basis. And I've seen a sense of frustration this week. And it's all to do with the lack of sales. The Maguire situation, in particular, is the most prominent example of that because we all felt finally that we're going to be getting Harry Maguire moved on. 30 million comes in, reinvest that in a midfielder. All of us are going, yes, we're taking the squad forward. But instead, Nicky Dig. Look, man, I was only joking when I said that. Mate, Kanye West's first two albums. Oh, man. I remember listening to that. What was that? 2007-ish? Man. I remember when I was at first year of uni, me and my two friends, because we stayed in like the halls were like a U shape. So we stayed at one end of the hall and our three rooms were all next to each other. So we had massive stereos as well, naturally. So we all put Heartless on by Kanye West at the same time. Went 1, 2, 3, boom. Yeah, had to go see the dean of the uni at that point. Whoops. It was worth it, though. I think it was worth it. Sam, how you saying? Sales are the issue. Would love to have both them and Pavard. And yeah, we've just spoken about Harry Maguire there. And Donny van der Beek is another one. I find it weird, man. I find it weird that that the concept of whether or not we sign Amrabat is reliant on whether or not Donny van der Beek leaves. It's just a bit weird. Because Donny van der Beek, you're looking at a maximum of 10 to 15 million. Now, of course, the last thing that we've heard, really, that's what I mean. There's not really been any movement. There's not really been any major updates on any of our sales. We go back to the board here, right? Maguire, that 30 mil move is off to West Ham. McTominay, nothing's happened past the initial £13 million bid. And I don't particularly think anything will happen now. Now, you might argue in the comments that that was a mistake from United. I stand by United's decision to reject that first offer. It's just part and parcel of the football negotiation game. Rarely do first offers ever get accepted unless it's a release clause, and then it's not accepted. They've got no choice. Erik, we're now hearing that he's going to be shipped off for free, but fine, I'd rather have that than a player that shouldn't be at the club. Henderson, that move's now sort of off. Donny van der Beek, what's going on? Brandon Williams, heard nothing on that. This time last week, was it this time last week? Maybe it was. I had such optimism. It's amazing how things can change in a week. I had such optimism about the sales of our club. Not the sale of our club, because that's just, nothing's happened there. But I was really optimistic about the exits, because right now we are sitting at that bottleneck. We've had nothing really on Donny van der Beek. McTominay, I think McTominay stays. I think McTominay is a decent enough squad player for Manchester United this year, but I don't think he's going to have a massive impact on our football this season. Philip, you're talking about the wages that we pay players. Yeah, that's why we've struggled. That's why we're basically going to be letting Erik Bailly go for free. That's so dumb. Like, I know Bailly's not good at Bailly for free. Come on, man. Come on. Donny van der Beek. I know that there's going to be some people in the comments going, oh, don't get another job. Come on, man. If you're going to be as ruthless in saying that Fred should be leaving, I would have much rather kept Fred in the squad than Donny van der Beek. Donny's got to be finding a club. And I presume it's just a terms. I think with the Real Sociedad situation, they wanted a loan, probably not with an obligation, probably not with paying his full wages. Of course, this is all just a product of Manchester United's poor management and contracts. Contracts is basically at the core of this, right? Harry Maguire, I'm on 190 grand a week, as if I'm going to move to 120 grand West Ham without you paying the difference. I'm just going to sit here and wait until you do it. McTominay, different. That's about the value of a player, and I actually stand by that decision. The reason we're losing him for a free is because he's got a ridiculous contract, and no one has wanted to pay his wages up until this point. Henderson, he's on over 100 grand a week, and that's just mad. That's just mad. So I think the reason why his move to Forest didn't go through was because of they wanted to do a loan with an obligation to purchase, and it was the appearances that stopped the Henderson one going to Forest. So Nottingham Forest said to United, okay, well, we'll buy him with a loan, with an obligation to buy, if he makes 30 appearances for us this season. Because they're looking at him going, what if he just gets injured again? Well, okay, well, we'll do this loan with an obligation to buy at this point. And United said, sod that. You've got an obligation to buy him after he's played 5 times for you. And they said no. And that impasse created, well, that's Matt Turner's now joined there for Arsenal. We don't know whether Henderson might stink up our bench this season as well. We might have Henderson and Maguire, just 2 moody dudes, leaking team news every single week that don't really want to be there and that are worth a combined 50 million. Those 2 right there, Maguire and Henderson out and Gravenberch and Amrabat in, it should be able to happen. I wish it happened, but I don't know if it is. And I think that's where the frustrations are coming from this week. I felt that it was about, I don't know what I said before, somewhere between I reckon about a 7 out of 10 in terms of the new striker we got, the new central midfielder we got, and Onana. 7 out of 10. I felt that this window could go towards a 9, a strong 9 out of 10. One of the best windows that we've had, but it really did depend on sales. And here we are, the massive, massive bottleneck. And you're saying Henderson, Maguire, Pogba and Lingard part 2, but it goes to show you the importance of contracts and the importance of correct contracts. You can offer a player all the money in the world, right? And then what happens? You create situations like Alexis Sanchez, where he just gets mega money. Ander Herrera, remember that one? The Ander Herrera situation happened because Sanchez was given a bucket load of cash, and Ander was like, well, I feel I deserve some better value. Because Ander Herrera was a good player at that point. And then he went and he joined PSG. Everyone called him a money grabber. Man, it's just, we're still not out of the Woodward era. We're not quite there yet. This summer promised so much, and I think we got quite a bit right. But yeah, we're still not quite there yet. I think that's what we're learning now in this what we have learned in this last week of this transfer window. We're not quite there yet. There's a lot more work that still needs to be done. And hey, look, I'm not here to... 1 second. My door's ringing. This hasn't happened for a while, actually. Back in a sec. It's been a while since the bell rang, and now I've got to wait for the dude to turn up because I'm here on my own today. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Barry's not turned up. Sod knows what it is. I wish I was getting pizza this early in the morning. Jonathan, you're saying this Cole should have happened 2 years ago. We're still just, as I said, this is where the frustrations come from this week. I can see it in the content. I can see it in what people are saying. I just hope that next week something flips, something changes, right? I hope that we get positive news on Van der Beek. We get positive news on maybe Maguire. Probably not. I mean, leave it in the comments. Do you think there's any chance either West Ham come back in for Maguire or somebody else comes to sign him? The door's ringing. 1 sec. An Amazon package, not even for me. What is this? It's a disgrace. Right, there we go. Right. I had to go twice because you have to let the bell to let them in the building and then the bell when they come to the door. Anyway, wasn't even for me. Despicable behavior. I'll go down. Let's see what you're saying about Maguire. Lots and lots of you are saying, nope, there's no chance of him leaving. And unfortunately, I'm in agreement with you. I don't think he's going to be going. I think Maguire's just going to stink up the bench for the season. And at this moment in time, it's looking more like Henderson is going to be stinking up the bench as well. As I said, that's £50 million worth of assets sat on your bench that you don't want at the club anymore, that the manager wants to sell and that you can't sell. We're not quite there yet. That is my overall point. Half Gaza, thank you very much for the super chat, dude. What are you saying? That everyone knows the management is shite. They always take advantage of us. Let's hope our lads can step it up this season. Well, I think when it comes to the negotiations, when it comes to the 3 signings we made, I think there was progress. But it's just not complete yet. And who else have I got to talk about here? As I said, yeah, look. So we just spoke about it there, but I'll bring up the news because I forgot I had it on here. You know, we can speak about Benjamin Pavard and we can speak about Harry Maguire. Here, L'Equipe in France reporting that Erik ten Hag is convinced. I don't believe that for a second, by the way. I don't believe that Erik ten Hag has guaranteed Pavard a starting centre-back position. I don't think he would guarantee anybody a starting centre-back position, apart from Martinez, who is his boy. There's no way that Pavard was guaranteed a position. But of course, West Ham are now looking elsewhere. Konstantinos Mavropanos. Don't know why. Konstantinos Mavropanos. There you go. Nailed it. I think Maguire's staying. That was really, really frustrating me, man. Bid was agreed. And he's just staying because of wages. Yeah, I'm staggered by... I will always reiterate that, man. I'm staggered that those around Harry Maguire are genuinely advising him to forego a year of his career at the age that he is for a bit more money. Because he's been on somewhere in the region of 150 to 200 grand a week for 3 years already. Was a Premier League footballer before that. Had the chance to go and earn another 120 grand a week. That's $500,000 a month. How much fucking money do you need? It's weird. It's odd. And I hope that Harry Maguire now loses his place in that England team and he goes, they were right, weren't they? They were right. But I'll tell you what, Gareth Southgate and Harry Maguire, don't know. We seem to love each other. George is saying, do you think that Ten Hag will drop him from the bench? No, I don't think that Ten Hag will do that. Because Ten Hag wants 2 senior alternatives to Varane and Martinez. And those are going to be Lindelof and Maguire. So I don't think Ten Hag's going to do that. Because who else we got? Give Johnny Evans a 1-year contract? Yeah. Not particularly enthralled with the idea of that. Then you're looking towards a youth team. Adam, why do you expect someone to take a pay cut? Adam, I'm saying I don't understand why that pay cut and the concept of that pay cut is more important to him than a full season of Premier League football at the age of 30. Harry Maguire is not a man with a lot of pace. He has got a very finite amount of time left in football at the top level. But money's more important to him this season than playing football. Priorities all in the wrong place. That's what I mean. I think a lot of that comes to advice around him. Because if people were telling Harry Maguire, I know you want that money, but think about it, guarantee there would have been a much easier compromise to be made. It's not. He's hearing in his ear that, yeah, you should be staying firm on this. David is saying perfect for Italy and Spain. Maybe, yeah, the Premier League it's crazy how fast and intense the Premier League. I think I've mentioned this before. Even 10 years ago, you could, as a footballer in the Premier League, there was little pot-bellied Premier League footballers. You know, sometimes some ones, it looks like they've just been down the pub, but they had a good time. They were in the Premier League. They enjoyed themselves and they could play because they could match the pace. Man, you've got to be like a supreme athlete now. The physical demands on these players and the intensity and the pace of the game is on another level. Absolutely on another level. And it's only getting more and more intense. Yeah. I'm really genuinely annoyed about the Maguire situation. John, would you like to lose 60 grand a week for the next 2 years or so? if I'm on enough money, dude, you make it sound like he's going to be on the breadline. He's only going to be on 120 grand a week. Someone get him some food bank stamps, please. Like what? Just, I'm going to keep going over and over and over and over and over this. My word, people. He'd still be earning plenty. There should be a compromise somewhere in the middle. Well, United paid off Alexis Sanchez. I think that's probably where I'm saying he's greedy. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be asking for that money, but there should have been a compromise in the middle. Maybe he just stood firm and said, no, I want all of it. Sod knows. But hey, looks like Maguire's staying. As it stands, right? As it stands, it looks like Maguire's staying. It looks like Henderson's staying. There's not much movement on Van der Beek to Real Sociedad or anywhere else. There's not really anything on Brandon Williams leaving. And there's not really anything at this moment in time on Erik Bailly. There are still 13 days left. Now, as I said, I'm going to be at a wedding tomorrow. So I hope I can get my Spurs reaction done in time. I'm not sure whether I will. But if you can, please take 1 second now. Drop a like on the video. So I can't believe that doorbell rang. It's been a while since that happened, isn't it? Last time I got mega flustered. This time, sorry. It's just a bit funny. It is a live show, right? Sam Harrison, how you doing, buddy? Saying it's going to be a rough season for him. He'll be booed every game. Mentally, it's draining. Mate, I've said it before. If you boo someone, you are a weirdo. I don't know how anyone boo. It's just a weird thing to do. I swear, it's like flip the bird if you want, but booing is just it's a bit odd. It's a bit odd. Maybe there is no difference between swearing and flipping the bird, is there? But yeah, it will be a mentally draining year for him. And we saw that in the preseason. It weighed down on Harry Maguire, just like the armband weighed down on him. This whole season is going to weigh down on him. Benny's saying you're going to miss a Spurs game. I hope I'm not going to miss a Spurs game, but we'll see. Maybe I can get you a surprise match reaction. If I do, you better bloody drop a like on that video, even if we lose. But speaking about Wesley, yes, it is. It is 100% weird. Booing people is weird. Don't try and convince me otherwise. Somebody who could be starting this weekend, Anthony Martial. Let me put this. I'm going to put this down as a poll for today. I think that's a good question. Should Martial start if he's fit? Right? If he's fit? Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. Should Martial start versus Spurs if he's fit? Yes or no? Right. Let's speak about this. Jonathan, you're saying yes on Facebook. Ben, you're saying absolutely not. Rob Taylor, you're saying who? What are you saying down here? Martial has the fitness of my gran. My gran's 94 and she's probably still fitter than him. Don't start Martial. It's a risk. Injured after 50. Yeah, I do have a booing agenda. Just don't be weird. Just don't be weird. Booing is odd. By the way, there's absolutely no chance that Martial should start this game. Like, not even 1% of me could possibly agree that Martial should start this game. And you're wild if you think he should. What Erik ten Hag needs to do this weekend, and I will speak about it in my starting 11, but it should be Sancho in the false nine, and it should be Rashford on the left. All right. There is absolutely no other choice. Martial, if he's fit, he can come on for 20, 25 minutes towards the end. There is no chance that he starts this game. You think a man that does that, you think a Martial that hasn't played any preseason at all can come back in? I'm laughing because it's genuinely funny. Because he will get injured again. But yeah, something has to change at the weekend. Maybe sneaky. That's Rasmus Haaland on Instagram yesterday. Saying, "Ooh, soon?" Question mark. Type it in the comments. Type yes or no. Do you think there's a slight chance that we'll see Haaland on the bench against Spurs? Do you think maybe there's a chance that he's involved in the squad? You can let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll go and see if there's any more news breaking. Oh, yeah, Joy. Wow, that's it. Speaking of non-news articles, I've got one there for you. I've started an anti-booing agenda. That's an agenda I can get along with because I have a booing agenda. You're weird if you do it. Stevie saying no, not at all. Haaland will return against, well, not return. He'll make his debut against Arsenal. Lau, you're saying a tiny chance. Jerry, yes, off the bench. I personally don't think so. But I can't wait to see him in, man. Like we speak about how poor our attack was, and our attack was, honestly, and I hope I'm correct in saying this, I don't think there's going to be another game this season where our attack is as bad as it was against Wolves. I've said that, and let's find out if I'm correct. I don't think collectively our front three will play as bad as they did against Wolves, because it was like, normally when you have a football game, like, you're going to have individuals that have poor performances, but, you know, your better players can come through. Garnacho, Rashford, and Anthony all stunk the place out against Wolves. And they know that. And they'll take that and they'll learn from that this week. I'm not saying that all of them should be booted out of the team as a consequence, but all of them were terrible. Collectively, I don't think that will happen again. I don't think that will happen against Spurs. And I also think there should be changed. There should be changes. Maddie, you're saying I've just jinxed it. I don't think I've jinxed it. I'm pretty confident that if you're looking at when we made mistakes last year and when we had poor performances, Erik ten Hag had the ability to take that into training and the players learned from it and the players improved on it. We should be in better shape. I'll be interested to see Casemiro. I've just released, yesterday on TikTok. And did I put it on YouTube? I can't remember whether I did. 5 things to watch out for in the Spurs game. And Casemiro is definitely one of them. But look, I'm going to be, Benjamin, you're asking for my prediction for the game. My prediction and starting 11 is going to be going out around about lunchtime today. And you're saying, Sam, can you stop making these statements, man? Calm and love. That's just how I see it going. I think collectively we won't see the attack play that poor. I hope not anyway. And we've still got Højlund to come back in is my point. Come back in? To come in. He's not played a game for us yet. Our new, powerful, physical, electric centre forward hasn't started a game for us yet. This will be some transition. This will be something that we learn from. This will be something that we improve on. But I can't wait to get him in the team. I don't. Jonathan, you're saying eternal optimist? Hey, look, I'm an eternal optimist. But I tell you what, I think there is plenty of reason to be optimistic. We won our first game. And we played crap. We were awful for like 80% of that game. It's a real testament, by the way, to the fact that we didn't concede somehow. I think Varane, probably one of his best actually, performances. Wan-Bissaka, Onana. Our defense came up clutch against Wolves. Most shots we've faced since 2005. The midfield didn't stop the shots. The attack was too weak and let chances come forward. Spurs will be difficult, yeah, sure. But Spurs, I would much rather we played Spurs away towards the start of this season and the beginning of the Postecoglou era than towards the end of it when the players are really starting to learn it. Because they are now where we were after a couple of games under Erik ten Hag. They're learning a brand new system. We should be taking advantage of that. And United, and again, you might say, oh, Sam, calmer, blah, blah, blah. Tempting fate. Our last 5 games against Spurs, we've not lost. And I think we've won 3 of them. We should be going there with some confidence. We won our first game, man. We played terribly. That's what those players are going to go in and training go. We were awful. Still got 3 points though, didn't we? Good. Let's not repeat that. Let's kick forward. Because if United then started the season with 2 wins, 6 points, and beating Spurs, it's a very good start to the season. But yeah, I don't think that this man should be starting, even if he is fit. And wow, look at that. 56% of you said that he should be starting if he's fit. Well, I disagree with 55% of you then. I'm happy to have him on the bench. I'm happy to have him come off the bench, but I do not think he should be starting if he's fit. Kez, thank you so much, man. Kez, you just gifted 5 memberships. I'm not sure I've seen you gifted memberships. I love it when I see that. I love it. I love it when I see new faces come into the community and new people come in and gift. It's so awesome, man. Thank you so much. What else are we saying down here in the comment? Rasmus is improvement, a risky buy, just like Martial was. Yeah, it's a risky buy. No one's saying it isn't. However, I trust in Erik ten Hag's ability to spot players. And his profile really does match exactly what we need. If you looked at Martial when we signed him and Louis van Gaal, right? Louis van Gaal was a man who didn't like dribbling. So the Angel Di Maria signing was just like, well, it's just a bit weird, isn't it? Van Gaal was always a case of he wanted an attacker to take an extra touch before taking a shot to increase the probability of scoring a goal. But sometimes taking that first time is the instinct that you need. But Van Gaal tried to sort of like coach that out of the players. So Martial's first season, the Van Gaal was wicked. Ah, man, do you remember that first? Was it a away game when he made Van Dijk sit down and scored? And we were thinking, we've got it, we've done it. The Liverpool debut and then the Southampton game next, we were like, we've nailed it. What debut season that was! And I think Martial. The question we asked yesterday about those players in history. You go, what if they hadn't got injured? I think this guy's got to be right towards the top of that list, man. What could have been with Martial if injuries were not a problem? It's a real shame, that one. Was it Skirt or wasn't Van Dijk? I don't care who it was who made sit down. He made somebody sit down. Yeah, man, it's a shame. I'm fully checked out with Martial. Fully checked out. He can. I don't think he'll be starting in that game. And I'll run through my full prediction, XYZ, in my video that goes out at lunchtime today. But in terms of a non-update, here's a non-update for you. Do you know how ridiculously rude that is? Do you know how insane that is from a business perspective? You've just put in a bid in excess of £5 billion to buy a business which is looking for investment. And 6-7 weeks down the line, they've still not responded to you. The Glazers are treating Sheikh Jassim and Jim Ratcliffe exactly how they've treated Man United fans for 18 years. Silence. No communications. Who could possibly have seen that coming? Not. Oh, yeah. Absolutely everyone. Arseholes to the bitter end. They really are bad businessmen in how they operate. They got the golden egg in Manchester United. That doesn't make them great businessmen. Meh. That's all I can say about it now. They are treating the prospective new owners of United in exactly the same way they treated United fans this entire time, man. Oh, man. Just get out of our club. Just get out, you dirty rats. Anyway, let's finish on a positive note. Let's finish on the map. If you can, just drop a like on the video, right? And let me know where you're watching from. I'll get 3 of you added onto the map. The latest points we've got are Norway, Cyprus, Netherlands, Malta, USA, UK. Don't know what that is. Another one in the USA, Brazil, Germany, Sweden, France, Switzerland, Denmark, USA again. Jeez. So many. All around the world. Let me know where you're watching from, and I'll get you added onto the community map. We must have we haven't. Of course, we haven't covered every country in the world, but we really have covered a lot. You need to let me know the town and the country. I'll pull that map up a little bit bigger so you can see me there. Sam, you're watching from Reno in Nevada. Did Johnny Cash do a song called Reno? I love that. I like Johnny Cash. Anyone like Johnny Cash? I like Johnny Cash. We might have Nevada on there. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Nevada's on there now. Where else we've got down here? Mazid, you're watching from Kolkata in India. How you doing, buddy? Let me get you on the map. I think Kolkata might. Well, I don't know. I'll be honest. There's 487 points on this map. I reckon there's probably a few repeats. I'll be very surprised if there wasn't. We've got NQ watching from Jabriya in Kuwait. Welcome aboard, sir. Watching from Jabriya in Kuwait. Sorry, let's get 5 onto the map today. There's so many of you that tune in. There's so many of you that leave your comments at this point in the show. I'm going to get 5 on the map today. We've got Brian watching from Zagra in Malta. That's two on there from Malta recently, actually. Zagra in the Gozo region. Ooh, very nice. I want to go on holiday. I want the sun. There's no sun in the UK. And let's get one more. Honestly, I say this every time, but I wish you could see what we've got down here. I wish you could see how many people comment at this point in time. I'm trying to spot some new ones. Wow. We've got Stephen watching from Fiji Island. Now, I do not think we've had anybody from there. Is that tiny? Suva in Fiji. Let's see if my geography is right. Look, we've had 2 from Fiji. Look at that. Oh, no, we've actually had Suva twice. See, that's what I mean. Double pins. Look at that. Somebody's watching United People's TV in the middle of the bloody ocean. My man, The internet is a wonderful thing, isn't it? It allows communities like this to exist from all around the world. I enjoyed that show. The main talking point here today is all about Gravenberch. I hope that we make a move for him. Fabrizio Romano said, oh no, that's the wrong one. Fabrizio Romano has said, look, we've been in contact in more than one occasion this week. Come on, United, sell Van der Beek, get the sales done, because what was shaping up to be a potential 9 out of 10 transfer window is heading towards a frustrating 6 at this moment in time. More is needed. Thank you very much, everyone, for another full and busy week here on United People's TV. Please do drop a like on the video. I will be back here at lunchtime today with my Spurs starting 11 video. I'm going to be here. I might be here tomorrow for a match reaction. I want to be. I'm planning to be, but I don't know what the signal's like where I'm going. It's going to be a pretty cool wedding. Everyone say congratulations to my friends Ben and Christina. But I don't know whether there's going to be any signal there. If there is, I'll try and get a match reaction up. If not, I'll do it on Sunday when I come back. But have a cracking weekend, everybody. Much love to you all. Best community in the world. And yeah, United, be better against Spurs. But I think we can do it.